Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, we're going to watch something by request that somebody sent me. It's from Marty. It's Hostage for a Day. Let's check it out. Here we meet George Wendt.
Oh my God, I'm not ready. Warren, get up. I'm not going to tell you again.
He plays Warren.
Oh.
Robin Duke plays his wife Elizabeth.
Who's Hondo?
Who's Hondo? Please, he's the contractor.
Besides, didn't we just finish remodeling?
God, how you hate me.
He works for her dad, who can't stand him. And the aforementioned Hondo, who appears to be a ladies' man.
Nice time of year to go.
George Wendt has a plan to go to Alaska on a trip.
I could get off, all right? I happen to like the foliage. There's more crisp weather, less crowds. I know. Relax. I know everything you know.
And he's talking to himself in the toaster.
Why Melonville?
Apparently there's some Russian kidnappers.
Well, we don't know. We just don't know. But they're into kidnapping in a big way. And it scares me.
Therapist said, well, I'm trying. It's just that there's so much in our marriage that calls for it. Thinking of wearing your hat to work?
Was there something specific?
Warren, would you be very upset if I told you I don't want to go on vacation with you next week?
I don't see why not.
Oh,
She
thanks,
found out
Daddy.
that her husband has a
I'm
nest egg
only
of
you.
$47,000. That's her father, John Vernon.
Oh, and by the way, Daddy, Warren's going to be a little late for work.
She's going to use that money to pay Hondo $40,000.
You cost me.
Bad time to ask for a raise, I guess. Oh, you sicken me.
You have a very bad attitude, boy. And although I try to hide my feelings, the truth is, I don't like you. But you're married to my daughter. Until she comes to her senses, I'm going to have to put up with you. But it
He got kidnapped, but he's actually a friend of his.
Happy birthday, buddy. You know, I knew it was you.
I did. You were squirming like a politician.
I know that. What do your car smells like?
You live like half an hour from here.
Yes, but I have new, longer hours.
He's pretending it's Alaska.
I'll learn to start making time for the important stuff in life, and screwing off is of major importance.
So I should just quit my job?
The eyes of yours just the
He meets
same.
Diane, old girlfriend of his, who's in a wheelchair.
Thanks.
How long you been in town?
A couple of weeks.
Yeah? Visiting.
No, actually, my grandmother died, so I'm here selling the house.
So, are you married?
Oh. Oh, me? Please. Could you ask me that again, though?
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
He decides he's going to quit his job.
What am I supposed to mean? I guess it means I quit. You can't quit. You can't get away from me. You can't leave me.
Diane?
Warren?
Hi, we've got to talk.
I'm a little busy right now.
Yeah, I know it, but you see, I'm changing my life. And you are going to be a part of it.
I see. Excuse me. Gina, would you take over for me, please?
I love you. I always have. Now, a very successful man told me to take big chances. Will you take them with me?
Okay, well, what exactly does that mean?
You, me, Alaska. Truth, beauty, happiness.
Well, I believe in those things.
Hey, Hondo. Hey, you're doing a great job out there.
Really? You think so? That's
What are you doing home? Why aren't you at work?
Oh, I quit. Which reminds me, I'd like a divorce, please.
What did you say?
A divorce. Here's the thing, Elizabeth. You and I don't make each other happy. Now, I've got a chance to straighten out my life.
Hide that account from me.
But the money, he doesn't have the 47 grand anymore. So he's pretending that he's been kidnapped by Russian kidnappers so he can get a ransom from her.
Elizabeth, listen very carefully. I've been taken hostage by those Russian kidnapper guys.
Warren, gone? No, he's being kidnapped. Where is he? In the bedroom. Hello?
We are wanting $50,000. No police or he dies.
I didn't see that. Oh dear. Well, where was I? Gone?
Dynamite. Well, I'm trained for it. Well, actually, I'm not. The fellas are. Don't tell the fellas I'm not. My little secret. All right, now. Did they say what they wanted?
Oh, $50,000.
There you go. That's it. And you are
The father.
of
Elizabeth.
who is?
That's me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know. Didn't put the two together. Well, you're the man I need to talk to. Are you willing to pay the ransom?
No.
Daddy?
What? If you people think I'm going to give you any money, you're sadly mistaken. That's not coming.
Sorry about that. Look, we're trying to get the money. It's just taking a little longer than we thought. You're going to have to give us till tomorrow.
Tomorrow noon. If not, boom.
So the cops and the SWAT team are out there watching the house.
We got a fish. Keep it.
There's a lot of chaos out there too. George Wentz in a little over his head.
They're working on a free market thing. It's driving them crazy.
Sneed here. Cooey. That was a brave thing.
Or crazy.
Or both. Are you all right?
Sure. No. Are you kidding me? These guys get a little bit cranky about that little stunt I pulled. I guess they... No, don't, please. Give me that phone. Giving it to me. Loses your finger.
Some pizza gets ordered and somehow he insists Diane send it in.
Jerry, get rid of it. You willing to deliver the pizza?
Yes.
Thank you for coming. I'm really glad you changed your mind.
I didn't change my mind. I came to get you. I want you to come out with me. Well, there are no kidnappers. It's just him and the dog in there.
I knew it! Everybody into position!
And then the real Russian kidnappers show up.
Am I in a little bit of trouble then?
The guy in the back is John Candy.
Stand back! We're gonna blow from the kingdom come! Did you want any prayers? No, I didn't even see the catalog. Get him! Where is he? You can see him on the dog.
There's no seat.
You tell me that's not squirrel?
It's squirrel,
Can I
yeah.
have my seat, please?
There's no seat in
Can I
squirrel.
just have my seat, please?
We're playing by English rules, are we not? You only got 2
So they
minutes
got him to bring the money.
Over yourself, Sneed. I'm not letting this money out of my sight. So get used to it.
There's been shooting, and they're real guns, and they're really loud.
I can take care of myself.
Boris Yeltsin.
He comes in and sees the Russians and takes care of them.
Boris Yeltsin. Hui, you're next.
So with the $50,000 in hand, Warren then busts out of his garage, right past the SWAT team. And the chase is on. Anyway, he drives out and his friend meets him. And they push the van off and everyone thinks he's inside of it with the money. Truck blows up. They think him and the money are gone. But Well, he is gone, but not dead. So he makes it to Alaska to start his new life. And guess who joins him?
Me?
Yeah, her. And that is Hostage for a Day. Alright, let's talk about this movie called Hostage for a Day. I'd actually never heard of this movie. It was sent to me by my pal Marty down in Florida. He sent me a DVD-R of it. I actually tracked down an actual PAL DVD of this thing too, because wanted to see if I could find it, and I did, so here you go. Anyway, the movie itself is made for television, 1994, I believe, and is directed by John Candy, of all people, the only thing he actually ever directed. In fact, this premiered about a month after he died. It's one of the last things he did. I think Wagons East was the last thing he was filming at the time, but this must have been just literally right before that. So, anyway, it stars George Wendt and Robin Duke. Robin Duke was on Saturday Night Live in the early 80s, and John Vernon is in this as well. Duke and Wendt, they're a married couple, but not very happily married. She has no interest in him. He probably would have had some interest in her. He's a nice guy, but his wife's kind of a bitch, too. He works for her father, John Vernon, who's not a very nice man and hates him, but he's married to his daughter, so he has to accept him for now. Anyway, he has this dream of going to Alaska on vacation, and while he's at work one day, his wife finds out that he has $47 stashed away in a hidden account, and she's going to use that money to do some home renovations for this guy named Hondo. And he takes all the money, or she takes all the money. He has a revelation while he's out, and he ends up running into this girl he used to like named Diane, who's in a wheelchair. By the way, the actress who played her, her name is Christopher in real life, Christopher, and she actually was in a wheelchair in real life too. So anyway, she's also passed away. But anyway, he decides he's going to run off to Alaska with her. And he comes back home and he says, "Let's get a divorce. I'm done. I'm leaving." And then she says, "Well, I took your money." Then he freaks out because his money's all gone. So he decides to. There's some Russian kidnappers going around in the area or something like that. So he decides he's going to pretend to be kidnapped by these Russians to extort $50,000 from his father-in-law, and it works. They end up bringing the father-in-law over there with $50,000 in as bait, kind of, and he gets in the house and he gets the money from the guy. Of course, these actual real Russian kidnappers do show up as well. One of them is played by John Candy in an uncredited role. He plays Yuri. And anyway, he gets the money, does George Wendt, and he busts out of there somehow and gets past the SWAT team and the cops. And he ends up putting his car off a cliff before he actually jumped out before it happened, though. Everybody thinks he's dead. The last scenes are him in Alaska, and of course, Diane shows up, and they hug, and that's the end of the movie, Hostage for a Day. So, anyway, again, I'd never heard of this before. I don't know where these movies come from, but Marty sent this to me, so I had to check it out, right? So, yeah, it's okay. It's not the best movie in the world. It's nice to see John Candy. It's just kind of sad, though, because, you know, right after he did this, he passed away. So, George Wendt is likable. Robin Duke is not. John Vernon is pretty much plays the same role in every movie. It's always the grumpy guy. So anyway, but it's not bad at all. So anyway, check it out. I'm curious if anybody else out there besides Marty and myself have seen this movie. It's called Hostage for a Day. Let me know. It is available on a PAL DVD, and I couldn't find a link for it on Amazon, though, so I'll leave a link to the VHS tape if you're looking for it. It's available out there. So check it out. Leave some comments down below. Hostage for a Day. Watch it. Bye.